welcome to Broken Entertainment. So today we're going to talk about some anime, which is not something I do very often, but there's a new movie coming out, and its numbers are terribly interesting when compared to certain other, let's say, studios in the United States. And we'll go over those numbers as well, but the movie is the insanely popular part of the insanely popular Demon Slayer franchise. It is Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. No Yaiba, I may have mispronounced that one. My apologies. The movie Mugen Train. So, that's a hell of a title. But we'll just say Demon Slayer Mugen Train from now on. The official Demon Slayer website announced a North American release date for the wildly popular Demon Slayer Mugen Train. The movie will be released into theaters in the United States and Canada. It will also be screened in theaters with 4DX and IMAX. I am not familiar with 4DX. Interesting. The official news statement reads, Demon Slayer, the movie Mugen Train arrives in theaters, including in 4DX and on IMAX screens nationwide in the US and Canada, on April 23rd, 2021, and on digital June 22nd, 2021. It adds, the film heads to the big screens in both subtitled as well as English dub, with tickets going on sale April 9th, 2021 at Funimation Demon Slayer movie. It's interesting that it's both English dubbed and subtitled, but, you know, I may not be a big anime fan, but I do know, watch subtitled. Dub changes a lot of stuff and just doesn't sound as good, in my opinion. Finally, it concludes, Demon Slayer, the movie Mugen Train, will also be available on digital on Apple TV, Microsoft Store, Vudu, Google Play, PlayStation Store, Amazon beginning June 22nd. Pre-orders for the film will begin on April 26th on Apple TV, Microsoft Store, and PlayStation Store. So it's going to be everywhere. The official description for the film. Tanjiro and the group have completed their rehabilitation training at the Butterfly Mansion, and they arrive to their next mission on the Mugen Train, where over 40 people have disappeared in a very short period of time. It adds Tanjiro and Nezuko, along with Zenitsu and Inosuke, join one of the most powerful swordsmen within the Demon Slayer Corps, Flame Hashira Kyojuro Rengoku. Sorry, I'm fairly familiar with Japanese pronunciations, but I do stumble on them every now and then. To face the demon aboard the Mugen Train on track to despair. Well, that sounds like a fun destination. You can take a look at the newly released English subtitled trailer for the film below. Let's watch that. I will, as usual, just let the trailer play. So, again, anime is not really my thing. Mostly because a lot of it's very weird to me. And some of it's because stuff like that guy with the mouth in his hand, that freaks me out a little bit. And not in a good way. But the animation quality looks really good. And I know that Demon Slayer is incredibly popular. So I figured, interesting story behind it. It's not something I'm going to watch and review, but if you watch and enjoy it, or if you already like Demon Slayer, the franchise, let me know in the comments. But the numbers that are interesting to me is right down here. As of October 26, 2020, Demon Slayer Mugen Train became the fastest film to achieve over 100 million at the box office in Japan after only 10 days in theaters. The numbers reports the film has already made 374 million at the global box office without any gross in North America yet. 358 million of that came from just Japan. CNN reported at the end of December 2021 that the film became the highest grossing movie ever in Japan, beating out Oscar winner studio film Spirited Away. Spirited Away earned 304 million at the Japanese box office. 358 million dollars domestically in Japan during a pandemic. Now, I've covered before, and this is part of the reason I'm covering this with Demon Slayer, how much Demon Slayer alone has just thrashed the comic book industry in the United States. So let's compare numbers for movies. I'm not going to go into non-animated stuff because I want to keep the field somewhat similar, but let's look at two very recent ones. Raya and the Last Dragon, over a similar period of time, 11 days, 16 million domestically, 36 million internationally, 53 million globally. $358 million for Demon Slayer in just Japan, 53,312,000 for Raya and the Last Dragon worldwide, same time period. And by time period, I don't mean they were out at the same time. I mean same duration. Tom and Jerry, 28 million domestically, 38 million internationally, 67 million globally. By the way, you may see some reports that Raya and the Last Dragon has taken number one at the box office for a couple weeks in a row. I keep seeing these pop up everywhere, but you can see in the comparison of the numbers, they're still getting their ass beat by Tom and Jerry. So, but seriously, man, I mean, it's not even close. 374 million globally, and it hasn't been hit in North America yet. There's some serious momentum behind Demon Slayer in like every possible category. So I'm really interested to see, once it does hit the US, what kind of numbers it brings in here. But Demon Slayer and 16 million internationally for an anime movie. That's, anime is pretty niche still. But that ties, for all intents and purposes, Raya and the Last Dragon's domestic total. It was about half of its international total. But surely we can come up with some good freaking movies in the US, right? We haven't approached numbers like this with anything in the last year in this kind of time period. So Hollywood needs to take a look at some of this stuff and be like, how do we get our stuff into those numbers? Well, I have some ideas on that, but here it is. Demon Slayer. I'm really, really curious to see how it does in the domestic box office. Knowing how well manga and anime is doing in the United States right now, my guess is it's going to slap this number out of the ballpark. The 16 million domestic for Raya and the potentially also the 28 million domestic for Tom and Jerry. Hopefully we'll get those numbers relatively quickly once the movie comes out. We'll see what it does. But let me know what you think of Demon Slayer. Let me know if you're excited to see this movie. If you think I should try and review it, even though I'm not a big anime guy. and don't really like hands with mouths in them. Uh, hit the like button if you like the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you next time.